This hangout on air is live. I love saying that. It's Alicia Stringer here. And we have our super women here, always seeking to reach that millionaire mindset status, because that's what we do each week. We're here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. where I am in Middle Tennessee, and I think it's 11 there where you guys are out there in California in Pacific Standard Time. So we are all over the world. We are seeking millionaires to come out and share with us their expertise and their shifts of what happens to get them to that millionaire status. So we're talking today, since we don't have a special guest to come on. In fact, we're missing one of our super women here, and we're going to talk to you today about that transformation of how we adjust to go through changes, you know, as we're going through changes in our lives, or going through changes and seeking what's going on around us, maybe in our business, in our life, of how we can transform and stay on the millionaire status. So these are some of the topics we discussed today, and I know we have our super women ready to come out, and as long as we're been multitasking and trying to help share and make sure everybody that we're connected with knows what's going on today, and the powerful transformations that we're going to, because we're so excited of what's coming up in the next month. Really, this is the end of September, and tomorrow starts October, and just looking at October, I'm just blown away. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like on edge of my seat, excited about all the stuff that's going on. So you can be excited, you can change, you can be nervous. So how do you adjust through? Are they good changes, bad changes? No matter what happens, how we transform. So I'm going to leave that as a question. I'll come back and share my answer after I introduce the rest of my panel here. So let's go on to whoever's ready next. Y'all just speak out.
Looks like Valerie is ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to talk briefly. First of all, I just want to just let you know, stay tuned to the end, because we have a very, very special millionaire who is going to be on one of our guest speaker next week, and we'll let you know who it is at the end. So stay tuned for that. And it's the beginning of a very wild lineup that we got coming up. And I would love actually to pass over to Greta, because you had a very powerful perspective this morning that you posted on Facebook about this and about transformation and imagination, and I would love to hear you to go into and speak to that. And I'm going to say one thing: Dave in the mountains of Costa Rica.
Dave in the mountains of Costa Rica, yes.
Vision and imagination. Well, we'll let you know what the heck that means in a little bit. But in case you're wondering, if you're looking below, if you want to find out, there's an ability to actually connect with us with a system that we're using, so that in the process of everything we're doing and that our guests are using as well. So click that button below, and you can test it out and check and see what it is. It will not take you away from where we are at right now. And with that, I pass it on to Greta.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. Yes. Oh my goodness. It's been just so inspired. It's funny. You know what's really great about something that I love about creating my posts is that I'm kind of sneaky about it, because it seems like I come up with them in the morning and just blast them out in the morning, but I actually wait till the silence ensues in my home when my 6 little kids are sleeping, and I hear everybody quietly sleeping, and I take that moment to just delve in and start to read my books of inspiration and get my mindset just connected to all those the positive influences that I have, whether it's, like I said, to read books or to listen to audios that we have access to, that you too can have access to within our system when you click the link below. And yeah, so I mean, it's just last night. So yeah, we have this ability. I don't know if you know, but if you yourself have a fan page out there, you can actually schedule your posts. So that's what I did, and that's what I've been doing last night, which saves time for myself, and I have more time with my kids because then I just wait for a couple hours to do my work at night, a couple hours when they're sleeping, and I get that dose of inspiration right before I drift off into sleep myself. And so then I'm creating these, I'm going and delving into my imagination, which then creates this amazing result, and these thoughts and emotions that just go wild. Like I'm like, I do a few key things that bring up inspiration. So lately I've been doing these posts where every single day of the week I think of different inspirational words that start with the letter T for Tuesday, or W, words of inspiration that start with W. And then I'll just take that, and then my imagination starts to just run with it. And I love creating images, and so I created, I don't know if you ladies noticed, the image that I created was actually myself. That was I put together these images of myself and a tiger. So that was pretty fun and cool, because it's like releasing that tiger within yourself. And it's just it really is fun. You got to make it fun, right? I mean, we're here to create these results and create the successful our success in our business. And why not make it fun? If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, you gotta look at, just dive in deeper and realize that it is about having fun and being creative and using your imagination, and how that can have a greater impact and influence so many more people when it's coming from that place within, from that place of passion that you have within yourself. And if you haven't quite found that passion yet, or you've lost it along the way somewhere, don't worry, because you still have access to that. It's still there within yourself. And there are ways, we've learned new ways and different ways of being able to tap back into that passion within ourselves and to be able to share it with the world, which in turn creates this massive shift and influence for others who we're able to reach. And we also know ways of how to make a massive influence and to share. Like for you, for instance, wherever you came across this link, or you clicked on a link somewhere and you found this, or you saw a post maybe on Valerie's wall or Alicia's or Keisha's. Keisha's not with us today. We love you, Keisha. And we know that you're with us here in spirit, and I know she created an event on her page as well. So maybe you clicked on her link and on her event, and we're so happy to have you here, so happy that you connected with Keisha, and because now we get to share this moment with you. So yeah, for sure, imagination is, that's where it all starts, isn't it? That's where it all starts. Everything starts. It's this imagination is so powerful. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to, I guess the way that I grew up in my household, maybe you can relate to this. It was pretty chaotic and abusive, and there was just so much going on that I felt like this disconnect with my friends and people my own age, because instead of kind of using my imagination when I was a kid and really delving into that more, I was worrying about things. And maybe you find yourself even doing that now. Maybe you find your mind is consumed with all these worries and doubts and feelings of just worrying about maybe troubles that you're faced or challenges that you have in your life right now. And that's okay. I mean, that's normal. And we're here to share with you that you can change that, and you can take control in a different way in your life, and be able to allow an openness and to be able to reopen that secret that secret treasure box of imagination. And because I've experienced, I lost it at different times in my life. And when you are diligent and when you focus on just making that decision, it starts with a decision. So it's just like, do you want to tap into more imagination? Do you want to share your passions with the world? Do you want to make a difference and have an influence on more people around the world? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're in the right place at the right time, because we can teach you those things. We can share with you. We can help you tap back into that and to be able to just sort of help you realize your true power, realize that you have a message that needs to be shared with the world. We're all here for a greater purpose, and you're here right now with us.
Awesome, Greta. You got to share one of your books that's given you some more ideas to create that imagination.
You know, one that I really like, and I brought it up recently with you, Alicia, on another hangout we were with Vic recently. Anyway, so it's called, I don't know if I can show it to you. I'm holding my phone up, which is so funny. Normally I'm on my computer. It's awkward. So this is the book. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so creating money, attracting abundance. It's like every time, like I have all these books everywhere throughout my house, and that's the thing. It's just like every day, you got to do it every day. Fill your mind with these positive insights and knowledge that's out there. I mean, we have so many resources for you that you can access once you click the link below. There are so many resources that we have here. So that one is just one that, you know, it's got like a soft place in my heart lately, and I just love to, you know, open it at any place. Maybe you're a busy mom like we are, and you feel like overwhelmed with the thought of, you know, taking a couple hours out of the day, and you think, oh, I can't do that. I have no time for that. But you know what? You do. When it's important to you, you can create the time, and you can involve your children in this, and that's seriously key for me. For me, that is key to making this world a better place, is to raise our children with these influences and to share this knowledge that we are learning with our kids. So that is definitely one of the books that I can bring up, and I'm sure you guys have some books as well. You ladies, I should say.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I want to encourage people, and you too. We've lost our chat stream and our Hangout page, and so if you have like a hashtag millionairemh for Mindset Hangout, if you would put that book suggestion that you wrote and put that on a hashtag out there on, you know, different places, whether it's on Facebook or whatever, say come to Millionaire MH, we can encourage people, and they can search for that hashtag and be able to find that book. That would be helpful to get that and the author and everything. Yes. And for me, for books, I've been reading a lot too, and it seems like there's one I was on money. I'll have to get I'll get it in a second because it's on my Kindle, and that one's been like, should I really be thinking of money, or what kind of inspiration? And we all go through different success books in different ways. Some, you know, sales, and then hypnotic language. There's so many different topics that you can, you know, bring out to keep that millionaire status of, you know, what you're thinking of. I don't know, how much is enough? I forgot the title of this one. It's one of those success books. It seems like I forgot the title when I put it on my Kindle. Then I think I have to go back to the book title, the review to do that. There's some key points you brought out, Greta, as you were talking about keeping your imagination alive. And I would love to hear some of our viewers too on their feedback on what inspires them to keep their imagination alive as they're going through changes, like you suggested. You know, keeping because if we're thinking about what's coming and we're worried about, you know, things are just going to happen that's not going to work out, you know, just how do you prepare for that? And going, you know, we've got to move, and, you know, is everything going to stay intact? You know, you're worried, is something going to break, or, you know, just a lot of things. It's just little stuff. And I remember I did a series of books, the little stuff, or the the little things. You know, there's a book on just the little stuff. I forgot what it's called. But there's a little series on just not dwelling on those little things. Always reach for that huge imagination, that huge future, because we always have that vision that we're focusing on. That's why we put it more towards a bigger thing that a lot of people don't think of, reaching a millionaire status or reaching $1 million in a particular company or business that they're in or something. And so sometimes you have to reach bigger than that vision that seems almost out of reach in order to find that imagination that you can really focus on. So how about you, Valerie, to come out and share, because I know she's about to share on the Superwomen call in this next hour. She's got tons of stuff to share, and we're excited to hear. Let's see if I can unmute her. Am I unmuting her?
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Hi.
Okay.
By the way, also, Greta can also post in our Facebook group, in our Millionaire Mindset Hangout Facebook group, and you can access the link that's still there on the page, right?
Yeah,
Alicia?
that's right.
Yeah, just
yeah.
post it to the Facebook
Same
group
page.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had all this weird audio coming on, so I like figured out how to turn it off. I was like, good thing I'm muted.
That happens here too at the internet store.
So I mean, what I was thinking, the thing that popped up for me was the whole idea when I saw this, how imagination can lead to transformation. I immediately went to, of course, the esoteric, because that's where I go. And yeah, by the way, also definitely connect with us so that we're going to be finishing at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and to hop on connect with us. You find us on Facebook, and you'll find the links to access. I mean the phone number to access the call that I'm about to do as well, which is all on Transformation Tuesday as well. Again, thank you, Greta, for the idea for that. So what I think about here is imagination leads to transformation. Is every time that I have ever created anything powerful in my life, you can call it imagination, but I saw it. I saw it before it occurred. Okay? And if you think about anything that's ever powerful that ever happened in your life, you saw it. In some sense, you saw it before it occurred. I mean, even just something as simple as like the table that you might be sitting in front of. I'm sitting at a table. Somebody had the idea for this table. They saw it before they made it, right? There it was, right? And I mean, I was just thinking of something really powerful. Part of the system that we use, there's a guy, Dave, and he was wanting to really help people. He was really wanting to help people. How can they have their financial freedom? How can they really have that life that they all really want to deserve, that they all deserve and they want? And he was like walking literally in the jungle. And he kept asking himself this question, how? And then all of a sudden he saw it. The system that we use that has helped so many people to transform their lives. He saw it in his, you can call it his imagination, you can call it his subconscious, you can call it coming from the universe, you can call it coming from God, whatever you want to call it. He saw it first, right? He saw it, and then he made it happen, and then no matter what in the process, because he knew it was going to happen, moving through whatever obstacles that might have come up in the process of that business where most people give up. I remember the first time I ever wanted to get to a very powerful event that I wanted to go to. And I did not technically, in my bank account at that moment in time, have the money to go. Just didn't have it. But here's the deal. I saw myself there. I saw it in my, you want to call me imagination, I saw myself there, right? And something was just like lit inside of me, and I just knew it. It's kind of like if you think about, your birthday, and you got those cards, you got those presents, and they're sitting there waiting for you, right? They're sitting there, and they're there, and those presents are sitting there waiting for you, and you don't, or for those of you that have Christmas, I was brought up Jewish, so we don't have Christmas, but those of you that have Christmas, you see your Christmas presents, and there they are, right? Okay, you know that they're yours. You know that they're yours, and maybe you can imagine what's there, but you know that they're yours. It's that feeling, that knowingness, that's part of it, but it's also seeing it. And I literally saw myself there, and I had no idea how I was going to get there, because it seemed, if I looked at my circumstances, I looked at what I would call reality around me, right? You'd say, you're not going. How could you possibly be going, right? It would seem impossible if I were to buy into what was in my surroundings at that time, right? But I saw myself there, And I just got so excited because from past experience, I just kind of knew that if I saw myself there, that meant I was going. So I just kind of trusted my life and the inspiration that came out of me of what actions to take next. And there was a whole series of actions. I did some wacky stuff. I mean, I started, because I saw myself there with my kids. And so I started packing us and, organizing, thinking, well, what do I need? Let's see, because we're organic vegans, and I'm not going to like what's at that hotel. I just know it, right? So I just was going to the store and getting all like these non-perishable, wonderful foods and proteins that I could pack with me to make sure that me and my kids were eating the way that we like to eat, right? And I started doing that, and I was packing, and I was doing all these different things. And the day that I had that, and the day that I took those actions, right? I was also inspired to listen to a particular audio that we have in our system. It helps you know how to manifest resources out of thin air. And I did that, but it started with me seeing myself there. And then I did that. And then the ability for me to go came out of not even any of those. It came out of left field completely. And it happened that night, right? And I know that might seem bizarre to you, but it's how it works. I was taking action. It might not have seemed like logical action at the time, but I was trusting that everything was working in my favor, that everything in the universe was working to my good. And when you can tap into that and open yourself up to see what's possible, it's amazing. There's infinite possibilities. I mean, I am so thankful that Thomas Edison, had his vision for whatever the light bulb was, and he didn't give up. He kept moving through it's like, okay, and each action that he took led to a slight adjustment, which led to the next, which led to a slight adjustment, which led to the next. And, whatever it was, hundreds, thousands of adjustments that he made till finally he was able to get that light bulb to actually work. But he saw the light bulb. He knew it. And because he knew it, it just needed that. You're one tweak away. You're one tweak away, but it's not a manipulation. It's like when you're open to it, you will do whatever. You will be open to the adjustments. You'll be open to taking action. You'll be open to doing things that might not make much sense. I'm going to go really silly here now. Remember, for those of you that have watched Harry Potter, any Harry Potter fans here? Any of you that are Harry Potter, I think you might know where I'm going here. Okay, and it's that one where, and I forget which one it was, where Harry Potter takes this elixir, right, which is supposed to be the good luck elixir, right? And when you're in the good luck elixir, you're in the right place at the right time for everything. And he needed to do something, and it was like, well, you've got to go find this so-and-so over here. He goes, I just think like I really need to be taking a walk right now. I said, what are you talking about? You need to be taking a walk. You're supposed to be going over here. My gut's telling me to go over here, right? So there he went, and he bumped into the exact right person doing the exact right thing to get the exact result that he needed, but it wouldn't have been a logical thing to do. And I know it's Harry Potter, but it really is true. When you're in that space, and you open yourself, and when you start, and you're going to start to, I don't know if you've heard this when we brought on, and we have some special guests coming that, can talk, we'll be talking a lot to this coming up, so stay tuned because we're going to be announcing who the special guest is for next week. But all of them, when you really listen carefully to what's going on, there is, and all the successful people, there's a mindset, there's this knowingness, there's this shift that goes to knowingness. Remember when Tracy Walker was on with us, she talked about a shift that went to a knowingness, to a belief, right? She talked about having that shift to a belief where she could see it. She kept saying where she could see it. She could see it was possible that she was going to make $1 million, that it was possible for her. And she may not have known exactly how, where, or what, but it was like this thing that just all of a sudden she saw it, right? And for those of you that maybe you're not visual, maybe you feel it, maybe you hear it, maybe you sense it, but it's that space, and it's allowing yourself to be open to that. For me personally, that's where I have experienced it. Any of you guys can relate? Or I wish we had our comment box open so we could talk to people with this one, right? Because I know right now there's like all these light bulbs going off. Yeah,
I'm watching the comment stream with the hashtag on Twitter.
Yeah.
So join me on Twitter.
So Greta, Alicia, what is your take on what
I totally, that belief I always thought was, maybe it was religious, or, when I thought of belief, what is your religion? I just associated that word with religion. And when I see more people with belief in who they are and lifestyle and business, it really opened my eyes to the new word of belief, going, I need to believe that, what I intend to do, believe the changes that are coming, believe that I can create $1 million, that believe of just keep that positive affirmations going, and it will seem more easier. And I think I'm easier with the word than associating I believe in Christ, I believe in going to heaven, and I think that it goes with the same association. So I think in the more you use the word and the more you define it, the more you're aware of it, it's going to become easier. And so that's how I'm using, I guess, the word, and how I'm learning from you, Valerie, on some of those transformations and intentions and manifestations that you have to find and believe that you can achieve them, and keep saying those affirmations over and over, and they're ingraining in you that it's going to come true because you're saying it over and over. You're more aware of it. It's becoming more easier. It's like babies have to repeat a whole lot of things, and this is that kind of same thing. When you're moving that belief, you have to move things in a more repetitive manner in order to transform your life, manifest yourself, whatever you're going through, that change and stuff. And I remember when I was going through the horrible time last year, I had to say my manifesto like 1 million times a day. I had to record my audio and put it on my headphones and listen to it over and over. When I was going through very hard times, I had to just plug that in. I was like, where's my audio? I have to listen to that now. And it was that repetitive stuff that really just changed who I was in a way that I was focused on that. I was focused on that positive, I'm going to get there, that awareness that I need to change to get there. And that's sometimes what it takes, just that repetitive manner. Thank you, Valerie.
That's
You're
really
welcome.
powerful.
I'm going to leave a little very blatant open loop here, but I actually address a piece of that in the call coming up in a little over
in half an hour. Yeah, we need to stop here.
Yeah,
I actually did that in a deeper way. So
that's awesome. I love what you just said, Alicia, as well, and how you brought in the analogy of children too, because it made me think about my little one, Forrest. If you've been with us before, you've probably seen my youngest. I cannot believe it, but he's going to be a year old on the 13th of October, and he's exploring, his sense of how he can move his body and learning how to walk. And what I'm noticing with him is that he knows how to walk, he knows how to do it, and he's strong enough to do it physically. It's just actually, it's kind of exciting because I'm watching him transition from physically being able to do it to mentally being able to do it and believing in himself that he can do it, because that's the only thing right now that's holding him back from taking those steps each and every day. I mean, yesterday it was so funny. My son and I were sitting outside in the grass, and he just in between us and takes one step. We've seen him do that. And then all of a sudden, Ethan and I both look at each other, and he takes another step, and another step, another step. And it was like 6 steps, and then he fell down. And it was so exciting. I was squealing like a little girl. And this woman comes out of the building, and she was like, "Oh, is everything okay?" And I was like, "No, my kid just took his first steps for real." And we were just, and Ethan and I were hugging each other and high-fiving each other, and it was just amazing. And it's like it starts when we're so young. It starts when we're babies, and it's something that we're constantly working on. Is
Yep.
increasing that belief within ourselves. And every new thing that we're learning, something new that you may be learning right now in your life, it may seem totally impossible. But you know, you have to realize that it's just up here. That's all it is, that you can do anything. If you truly want to, it just takes that belief. And that belief grows the more and more that you push yourself and you face your fears and you just say, the heck with it, I'm going to just do it anyways. If I fall down, who cares? You know, and you know what's great about being in this community is that you have people that are surrounding you, that are there watching you fall and there to pick you up and say, let's just keep going. We can do this. Let's do this together. And yeah, so I love that. I always love bringing up the kids.
Yeah, and connecting and believing in you, not believing in your story, but believing in the freedom in your heart.
Yeah.
Believing it's really there, to really hear that voice and to speak to that. That's so cool. I love that analogy, and I want to say it's like so like for the example. I mean, for listen, we're online. We're what we do involves systems online so that Greta can do what she does, so that she can be at night while the kids are sleeping and express her heart and her soul and actually make money doing that, which is kind of a fun thing. But no, but really, seriously, it's kind of cool.
No, it's not fun about that.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is like for example, when you click the link below, there's a system. It's a trial system, and it does. It's like a baby. It takes you step by step by step. So that's what's so cool. Is people that have absolutely no experience. Because it's like a baby taking you like literally like you step here and you do this and then you do this and the next thing you know, I mean there are people.
I want to go to the park.
We're going to the park, Booby. We are definitely going to the park. So I promised him the park. We're going to the park later this afternoon.
We have the freedom to do that, right?
We have the freedom to do that. I was like, honey, we'll pick what's the special park you want to go to, because they have all these different favorite parks. They have different wonderful things to do at each park. So yeah, so which one are we going to go to? But yeah, so it's like so when you click on that link, it's a trial, so you can just try it. It's like 7 days, and you can just try it, and there's no risk, because if you don't, if it's not something that you feel comfortable with, you can let it go. But just saying that it's a baby system, it's like that baby step-by-step system. That's what is so cool, is that you can feel safe knowing that you're kind of in the hands of just follow my numbers. And then it works, and but I love that analogy. We have the little Superboy coming back. I'm going to mute myself out here.
No problem.
Oh, by the way, just one little thing, Greta. What's so cool is you talking about Forrest's first steps is now recorded here in this hangout that you can show him when he's older.
Yeah.
When you're talking about it.
Yes. Yes, I love that. It's so exciting. It really is. It's funny because I've started doing this, there are so many moments that I've captured now. Because I'm always, I've got kids running around like Valerie does right now, like you can see, because we work from home. I homeschool my kids. I got 6 kids. It gets busy and crazy, and it's just it's so amazing because it's funny. I watched this video once, and there was one of our superwomen, our co-superwomen. She was cutting a video. Can you guys hear that background noise, or is it just me?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. So I was watching her video, and all of a sudden, she starts having one of these moments where she's all excited, like I was when I saw Forrest taking his first steps yesterday. And I was like, what's going on? And she just noticed, and she was able to capture it on video because she was cutting a video to share, like this, like what we're sharing. And she captured a video of when she first noticed her baby's first tooth, and it was like, that is so awesome. That is awesome to have, So.
That was one of my goals when I first started, online. I was like, I'm going to have to be doing videos, so I want to make sure I do enough of my daughter and stuff special for her, and I know I need to do for me. So, and doing your own stuff, you focus that you have your priorities of what you want to do for your kids and your family around you too. And they're like, why are you getting enough videos? I'm like, I'm making enough for me. I'm going to make some of you. So it's kind of like a goal. Like, I'm not going to not capture, my family and stuff because I'm having to do this for for business or promotion, or getting that out for people to know who I am, being out in the middle of nowhere or something, and people can get to know you through so many different mediums. So I'm excited on all the changes that they just need to take the test drive below and just see what it's all about, because you really don't know until you actually see and you put in your email and you just kind of go through the examples, seeing what it's all about. And even if you promote another business or you have something else going on right now, there are different ways that you can use the information and education that you get into whatever your passion is, whatever you're doing right now. So and that's why I love doing this. We want to help so many different types of people, different kinds of people, and always focused here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on the Millionaire Mindset, getting that strong mindset. And we're so excited. We do have special guests coming out next week, and the week following we've got a couple lineups, and we are just so excited. So be sure, if you're in our team, you want to help promote with us, tell us what you need. If you need images, anything to help you get to this event, get more people. If you want to join us, say I want to be one of your panelists or something too, but we're having a special guest, so you probably won't be able to speak since we're having a special guest next week, especially on that. So if there's anything else, ladies, you want to say, we'll end it like that and get people to get in and get on.
Let everybody know when we're talking to trials, it's like $7. So honestly, it's a no-brainer basically, because of the guarantee in it as well. And do we want to say who our special guest is?
I was just wondering.
I can't wait. You have to say.
You want to say who our special guest is?
Yeah, we got to get out and promote it for next week. Right? Come on. Watch the replay and promote.
But yeah, are you guys ready? We want to let the cat out of the bag who our special guest is for next week, and we have another one very, very powerful the week after as well.
We won't share that one. We got to do 1 week at a time.
Of course, no, 1 week at a time, but a special guest. Really, I'm so excited. Do you guys want to say? Should we do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Lawrence millionaire, incredible, powerful trainer, and he's going to be coming here. And so, seriously, set your schedule to be here with us 2 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday. October 7th.
Powerful shift, so you say again, especially with all the changes going on. I'm excited to have him out next week. And plus, I don't know exactly where I'll be next week. I'm in the internet store this week, so I don't know where I'll be next week. We will see. The moving changes, moves on.
Awesome.
So thank you everyone.
Yes,
Stay tuned.
Thank you so much.
Check our Facebook. Check us on Facebook. We're there to access. And if you got it by email, if you got an email from me, email to access our call at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today. In like about 20 minutes. Yes. And I'll be taking a part of it. Alicia is taking it to a whole nother level.
Exciting. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Awesome. Bye.